Alright, g'day Year 11, welcome to Lesson 10. You're going to enjoy this one. You get to watch a movie. How good. Although it is relevant to the syllabus, I don't think you're getting away with murder, so to speak. So as normal, get your syllabus out. What I want you to do is go to the page, find the nature and development of personal and social identity. So essentially what that is, it's a little trick. It's actually up here. It's sort of the underpinning heading of this section of the syllabus. So what I want you guys to do is you're going to use essentially all of these different types of socialization agents that we've looked at over the start of this term and towards the end of last. And I want you to watch the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. Okay? And I want you to complete some questions as you watch it. Now, this worksheet I've attached, this is what it looks like. You can either print it off if you've got a printer at home. If you don't, just write it out in your books. In terms of how to space it out, I would probably do question 1 on one page and then question 2, 3, and 4 on a separate page. Okay, so you're going to have a 2-page spread. And basically what this movie is going to be like is a case study of adolescent socialization, okay? So I don't know if it's on Netflix or not, I can't remember. If it is, just go for it, or you got it on DVD or whatever. If you don't, that's the link to it there. You can use a click view to watch it, and you guys have access to that. So you can log in for that through your education.nsw.gov.au account. So how you do that is you write your first name, last name, then write your number in if you have one. If you don't, just leave it, and then @education.nsw.gov.au. Type that in, and then you should be taken to that movie. If you have an issue watching it or doing that, give me an email, and I'll see if I can help you out. So what I want you to do as you watch the movie, I've got 4 questions here, okay? And I'll go through them. So question 1 is, how do the following main socialization factors affect the lives of the adolescent characters? Make sure you use specific examples. So what I want you to do is talk about, so when you're watching the film, talk about how family is affecting the adolescent characters. So for example, I don't want to give too much away. I mean, you've probably all seen it anyway, but Kat and Bianca have a pretty over-controlling father. And so his beliefs on how he views males their age is directly affecting who they can date, right? Okay, so that's definitely affecting the lives of them because that's affecting the kind of relationships they can pursue. That would be an example, right? In terms of how many I want you to write for each one, probably 1 or 2, because you are going to do it across 4 sort of sections. Next one, gender and sexuality. So I want you to look at how gender and sexuality is affecting the lives of adolescent characters. Okay, are you seeing in terms of there's a character called Joey, and how does he fit that? You could say, how does he fit that stereotypically attractive-looking male? Okay, he's got muscles. He's got good hair, tan, whatever it is. What sort of main adolescent features is he matching? You might even want to compare the sisters there. How does one sister's portrayal of her gender and sexuality differ from her older sister, and how does that affect her attention from boys? That kind of thing. So I want you to tell me how you think gender and sexuality is affecting the lives of these characters in the movie. Remember to give me an example. Peers. So I want you to talk about how their friends are influencing them. That should be a pretty straightforward one. There are a fair few parties in the movie, so you could look at the concept of peer pressure and underage drinking and that sort of thing. And then school. How is school affecting the lives of the adolescent characters? How are the teachers doing it? How is what they are learning or the environment of the school itself? You could even look at the types of social groups that are created around that school, that sort of thing. So that's that there. Fill it out as best you can with some examples. Question 2. According to this movie, what are the social characteristics of a teenager? So what I want you to do is, write little dash points here about, they might be considered messy. They might be considered troublemakers. Like, what are the sort of social characteristics that this movie is depicting a teenager is? And I want you to list as many as you can squeeze into the space that you've allocated for it in your book. 3. Do the adolescent characters undergo any coming of age experiences? If so, what are they and how do they change the characters? So a coming of age experience are things like you've got things like a coming of age experience is your first drink, perhaps losing your virginity. It might be your first date. It might be your first time driving a car. Any sort of those big coming of age experiences that are sort of, try to think of them as your firsts from around the age of 16 to sort of 18. So what are these experiences they come? Maybe going to the prom for them, which is sort of their word of formal. So just list, 2 or 3 coming of age experiences that you see in the movie, to label what they are and how they change the characters. So you're looking at how that's shaped their identity from that point onwards. Question 4. What aspects of adolescence shown in the film do you think are a correct and incorrect portrayal? So there's a little table there. So I just want you to write what you think is correct or incorrect. So let's say, for example, you think how they portray the idea of parties and coming of age experiences, for example. You might think that's pretty accurate, so you might write that in the correct box. If you think it's incorrect, you would write that. Just make sure you sort of give me a little bit of a reason as to why or why not when you do it. Okay? That's it. Have fun. Enjoy the movie. Everything's due, I think. That's it for this week. And it's all due by... I can't remember. When's it due? 12 p.m. Friday. All right? Happy hunting. Thanks for that. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.